Hey guys, Killer Quad back. Got a set of new Hauser suspension Nerf bars with the suspension foot peg and everything. It's their new Nerf bar they just came out with. The only Nerf bar in the world that has a little suspension to it. Really help on really hard jarring hits. First of all, I'm going to show you the tools that you need. 17mm ratchet, 15mm wrench, a 5mm Allen wrench, 13mm ratchet and socket, and a 6mm Allen wrench. That's what we're going to need to put all this stuff together. Now, the nets have all these really nice, about the only company I've seen do this. They're all radiused, nice and smooth mounting points for your Nerf nets to go. And like I said, it's the only ones that I know of. You're not going to cut your nets on these over time like a lot of the other ones you will. So that's pretty nice. It does get a little bit tight at times. I'm trying to get them put in, and especially on the quad. So you want to put them all together off the quad. Makes it a little bit easier. Yes, it is going to make it a little bit harder when everything's on and you got the nets on and you're trying to put the foot peg bolts in, but we'll get to that later. First of all, I wanted to show you this. It's the buckles that comes with these. You got a whole bunch of them for each and every mounting position. And it's almost like doing a helmet. You know, buckling your helmet. Go through it and back down, you know, and it hangs out. And then you come through the bottom of the Nerf bar, up, and you go back through the buckle. I don't know if you guys can see that. Go back through the buckle, and then back down through the buckle. And that keeps it tight, just like that. Do that on all of them, both sides. You can cut all of these extra lengths off if you want, and take a lighter or a butane torch or whatever you have, and try to, you know, melt the ends so they stick back together, and you're not going to get any fraying and they're not going to come apart. Now, you also get, per side, you get these little bolts right here. Two of them, they're little silver Allen heads with nylock nuts on the back of them. And you get two shorter ones and one longer one. The two short ones go to your heel guard. I'm going to do this for you real quick. This one goes to your subframe mount when we go to mount it on the quad. This one down here mounts your foot peg mount to your heel guard. Get it put in there. Just hand tighten it till it comes to the lock, to the nylock. And your long one you have right here goes from your Nerf bar itself to your foot peg mount. Hard to get any simpler than that. Now this is where I'm going to take my 13mm ratchet and my 6mm Allen, and I'm going to tighten these up just a little bit. I'm not going to tighten them down all the way. I'm just going to hand tighten them, if you will. Just until I feel a little bit of bite on them, and then I'm going to quit. I'm going to leave everything loose for installing everything on the quad, so you can move everything. You know, not all these Nerf bars are made exactly identical. They're all going to be a millimeter off here, millimeter off there. None of your frames are perfectly straight from the factory. You know, people who think that are living in a dream world. No such thing. Now, to put the foot peg onto the foot peg mount, you have two little rubber cones and a metal sleeve. It's your whole pivot, your pivoting area. It's pretty much the same thing that you find in anti-vibe steering stems. Gonna put it right in here. Push it together. I've already got a little bit of spray silicone on them to just make everything slide together a little bit better. those two little aluminum dust caps. Get them put on and slide the peg down over the top of that. Take your big pivot bolt here. I'm going to insert it from the heel guard to the front. Just like that. Where'd my nut go? There it is. Just tighten it hand tight. And here's where the magic happens. It's their little suspension cushion ball. We just put that in its little holder right there. And the peg's going to sit down right on top of it. Okay? And you're going to take this little mounting system, get a machine countersunk Allen head bolt. It goes into that little socket system, and you got a rubber washer that goes on last. Rubber washer is what's going to sit onto the foot peg. Throw that down on there, and we're going to grab the 5mm Allen wrench and tighten this puppy down. This has never seize on it, because anything that goes, if I'm putting steel inside of aluminum, I always have never seize on it. I don't care if it rattles loose. You know, even if I lose it one day, I'll go to the hardware store and buy another one. It just makes it so much easier for taking everything apart later so you don't destroy threads. So, there. She's snug down. And also, I don't know if you saw, but this pivot bolt that I put through here, I had never seize on it too. If it's going to be sitting, you know, this is the pivoting area. I know it's only going to pivot just a little tiny bit, but regardless, it's going to move. And at some point in time, we're going to want to take it out too. Just like your pivot bolt to your swing arm, you know. You got to have some lube on it somehow to get it out easily later and not cut your swing arm all up and all kinds of crazy things I've seen people do. So, we're going to tighten that up. It's got never seize on it. 15mm wrench on one side, 17mm ratchet and socket on the other. We're going to tighten it up just snug. That's pretty snug. There you go. There's our foot peg system. Really nice foot pegs. High strength rivets holding everything together. I said before, I don't really like the rivet ideas, but you know, they work okay. You know, they work plenty good for what Hauser's trying to do. And all these little rivets, 9.8 times out of 10 are going to last as long as the points on your pegs will. So in other words, your pegs are going to be slippery and smooth before you have any problems with those rivets. So let's go over to the quad, and we're going to mount everything onto the quad and kind of give you a demonstration on how to do it. Alright, watch the next video.